Sometimes we want the blessing, but we don't want the blesser, and the blesser being Jesus Christ. So I was reading the story of the 10 lepers that got healed by Jesus, and it starts in Luke chapter 17, starting in verse 11. And this is where Luke tells us that Jesus was walking on the border of Samaria and Galilee. And if you don't know the significance of the border, this is the only place that the outcasts could coexist together. So their pain brought them together, their sickness brought them together, but in normal circumstances, they would not coexist together. At this border, their pain unified what culture typically divides. So it is safe to say that there were Samaritans at the border, and then there were also Jews from Galilee at the border who had leprosy. I was like, first and foremost, it is so beautiful because Jesus did not choose a side of who he was going to heal. He said, you know what? I am going to be at this border where nobody wants to be, and I am going to provide healing to the whole group, not just the Jewish people. What is so beautiful about the border is Jesus didn't choose to go into Samaria or Galilee to heal anyone. He said, I'm going to go to a place that nobody wants to be, but some of these people have no choice but to be there because of their sickness and where they are and the fact that they are outcasts. All right, so moving on. They cry out to Jesus for healing. Jesus says, you know what, go ahead and go to the temple. They receive their healing as they are walking. And only one of them comes back to thank Jesus, and that is a Samaritan. And Jesus literally says, wasn't it 10 of y'all? Where the rest of y'all at? Why is it only you that came to say thank you? And as a matter of fact, you the Samaritan. Like, people don't even really like y'all for real. But you came back with that same loud voice to thank me. As a matter of fact, your faith has made you well. The word well in the Greek is sozo. And that means to save, to heal, to make whole, to deliver, and restore. It comes from the root word sos, which means safe, sound, and unharmed. So the only leper to come back was the Samaritan. And mind you, like I said before, Samaritans were already considered outcasts before they even had leprosy. Like, nobody liked them. Even Jesus said, hey, first of all, wasn't it 10 of y'all that I healed? And secondly, you came back. Out of all people, the Samaritan came back. Beautifully enough, the Samaritan had that same loud voice when he was thanking Jesus for the healing. The same loud voice he had in his pain and in wanting to be healed, he had that same energy when he was thanking Jesus and he was laying prostrate at his feet and he literally was praising him for the healing. So his physical healing was in the whole group, but his spiritual wholeness was in the relationship that he had with Jesus Christ. This is just a reminder that your faith can bring you